As COVID-19 restrictions gradually ease up around the world, companies are now grappling with a new normal of hybrid work arrangement, Asia-Pacific region, with leaders there being more open to granting complete flexibility to employees. However, a report has found that 94% of Singaporean hybrid workers are suffering from stress, well above the global average of 86%. This news article got the CEO thinking about the impact of hybrid work, and they approached the consultant.
I will now be showing you some disadvantages of hybrid work for employees. The first disadvantage is that hybrid work increases communication costs, which leads to potential misunderstandings. There are two reasons for this. First, less dynamic and spontaneous communication occurs in remote work settings. Second, the quality, frequency, and nature of interactions change when colleagues are physically remote. Coming to the second disadvantage, hybrid workers may experience longer working hours. A study conducted by SASAC pointed out that ICT mobile workers and teleworkers work longer hours under hybrid environments, as the overlap between part of the work and family can lead to conflicts between work and life activities. The third disadvantage is that hybrid work causes stress, low emotion, and strain on emotional resources, leading to a decline in workers' productivity. Predictable and consistent working routines are important for building stability. However, hybrid work requires workers to switch between two workplaces and carry out two different sets of daily working habits, resulting in mental fatigue and increased stress. Hybrid work causes a decline in productivity. It puts employees at risk of decision fatigue, which is damaging to their focus and productivity.
Oh, I
Hybrid
didn't
workers
think of these disadvantages before, so how will these negative effects on employees, on the company's operation and its own development?
Remote communication means it is inevitable that there will be omissions. The communication between employees and managers in hybrid work cannot be responded to in a timely and effective manner. The efficiency is very low. It is therefore employees' emotional communication is another big problem. The need of interaction, separation of work and home life, developing relationships with coworkers, and having a fair evaluation are the considered factors that make remote work far more difficult. The following would be required for managers. Now, let's take Microsoft as a typical example to further explore the impact of hybrid work. Through practical examples and comprehensive data, you will gain a more in-depth understanding of remote work. Microsoft has adopted remote work for many years now and has extensive experience in this regard. Looking at this table, there are 5 main reasons for leaving Microsoft before remote office implementation. Many people don't know how to balance work and life and even endanger their mental health. This pandemic has also made people afraid of going to work. The first issue is management. For many managers, they feel stuck between leadership and new employee expectations. They find it difficult to push work among employees.
I also have this feeling, so how do we solve it?
There are 3 steps we can take to create team agreements for remote working.
I have some data from Microsoft reporting that 55% of the hybrid workers and 50% of the remote workers feel more lonely.
You're right, you are an observant manager. In response to this phenomena, companies should prioritize time to allow employees to connect in deeper, more authentic ways beyond the to-do list, and also foster a culture that rewards physiological safety so employees can be vulnerable when needed and lean on each other for support.
I have heard some employees complain that they are working longer hours than they used to be. Do you know the reasons behind it?
Well, while people are working more flexible hours and commuting less, people are actually attending more meetings. In addition, employees are sending more chat messages to communicate work. From the table, we can see that we're spending more time with those we work closely with, but much less time with the broader network of people. There are 3 solutions. It is possible to split office work to remote work, roughly 60 to 40%, face-to-face meetings for creative collaboration, and virtual meetings for daily agendas. Global telecommunications company Vodafone has its staff working in the office 2 to 3 days a week to encourage face-to-face communication, co-creation, and inspiration. DLL segments employees based on their roles and tasks and requires office workers to be present 2 days a week. To summarize, these are the recommendations we would ask you to implement. The first one is to create a shared and concise framework for hybrid work. Choose and coordinate a set of remote collaboration tools, like Slack for example, for the team to use, and ensure everyone understands how to use them. Clear communication and streamlined collaboration can reduce stress and anxiety associated with miscommunication and confusion. The second one is to provide support to managers who then in turn support their employees. Business unit managers should act as coaches by supporting and offering feedback while balancing workload. Effective leadership and support can reduce stress levels and also increase job satisfaction for managers, leading to better mental health outcomes. The third one is to maintain a stable workforce and corporate culture by federating teams. Effective leadership in a hybrid team requires nurturing team spirit and social connections through collective breaks and celebrating successes. Hybrid work can also benefit talent retention and increase employee satisfaction and loyalty. Fostering team spirit and social connections can improve employee well-being by reducing feelings of isolation and loneliness, while increased job satisfaction and loyalty can lead to better mental health outcomes. The fourth one is to maintain a participatory approach to implement a model that aligns with stakeholder and employee expectations. By addressing key questions about the benefits and risks of hybrid work, which jobs can be held remotely, and how to maintain employee satisfaction and cohesion, companies can adopt hybrid work models that meet the needs of the organization and employees. The pandemic has increased the urgency for companies to rethink work management. Remote work is not suitable for all tasks. Hybrid work therefore needs to be treated as a strategic concern, considering its costs and benefits carefully.